Alright, hey guys, this is CVAG0 doing another RD2L group stage cast, and today we have some Tidehunters versus Terrible Damage. It's Duran's team, the admin for RD2L. It's week 5, so things start to get serious. Today I have a co-caster. Introduce yourself, man.
Hi, my name's Tief Blau. Been doing some co-casting with people. I found CVAG, a really nice guy, and we're gonna give this a shot.
Alright, well, I gotta say thank you, man, for volunteering. I know co-casting with me must be like a torture of some sort.
Oh, I could say yes, but it'd probably make this whole thing go a lot worse.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and dive right into the draft. So we see a Darkseer Outward Devourer. This is probably gonna be some Wombo combo. Are they looking to pick up a Naga?
Well, the way I see it is they banned out the split push in the Nature's Prophet. They didn't want to deal with split pushing. They are going to go for some team fight, I think. Meanwhile, TTD is picking up their solid cores early on.
You think they might have revealed their lanes a bit too much? I mean, they do have a lone druid.
No. Oh no, it's so very flexible. Lone Druid could go mid against Outworld Devourer. It's very possible. It would actually be in their best interest to do so. Any of the things that they picked can go pretty much anywhere.
That's very true. Though Weaver, I think, would struggle just a little bit against Outward Devourer. He could get the Geminite Harass. Still, if he has no mana for Sakuchi, that could be a bit of a problem for him later on.
Yeah, I've seen Weaver go against OD a couple of times. It's a wash, really, because he ends up having to stay back and Sakuchi to get last hits. And then get back out.
And in matchups like those, do you see possibly a support rotating in, throwing down a sentry in the mid lane, or a ward? Also, makes it really easy for OD to just steal his mana. Do you think that might happen?
Yeah, it's very possible. It all depends on how the supports they pick up. It's a bit of a speculation, a bit too much speculation for my liking, so forth. But both teams banning out some really strong supports in this second round. Yeah,
I really like the Nyx ban. I was about to talk about how Orange really utilized the Darkseer vacuum into a Nyx stun. Probably the easiest 3-man stun of who is it? KYXY who played the support Nyx? I can't remember correctly.
I can't particularly remember either. All I can really remember is his shackles and his Magnus.
Yeah, I'm surprised Terrible Damage has not banned out the Naga. Like, seriously, this seems to be a Naga lineup for some Tidehunter.
I think if they're just going to be really disciplined about it and stay spread out, it's not going to be that big of an issue. 1 or 2 people may die, but they all rely on this big Wombo combo, and if that fails, then it becomes a lot easier to wipe up the Gyrocopter, wipe up the Outworld Devourer.
Okay, so something we haven't really talked about. Oh, terrible damage. They're going for they went for the Crystal Maiden Kunkka. So this looks like Kunkka will be mid. He doesn't do badly against OD8 by any means. And then there's sorry about that. I have the burps. We have a Crystal Maiden. So yeah, terrible damage with the Lone Druid. They most definitely will have to run the Lone Druid solo safe lane because a couple of some patches a while back. Crystal Maiden with the Weaver. This looks to be a really strong aggressive tri-lane. Who did he pick up as their 5th support here?
I'm actually kind of hedging on TTD running Lone Druid mid, Weaver off lane, and Kunkka Crystal Maiden in the safe lane.
Really?
What do you think about that, though?
If they run the
Bear,
go ahead.
Still hit, even though Lone Druid Bear will still just wail on Outworld Devourer while he's imprisoned, and Lone Druid is not going to be using his mana at all, so it's okay.
That's true. You're right. I mean, I think any of those lanes could work fine. Kunkka does do fine against OD. Lone Druid, as you said, also does great against OD. So we will see who's correct. But wow, whose draft do you like better so far?
Honestly, I like TTD's draft just because there's a little bit of it doesn't rely so much on one central focus on one. There's one point of failure in some Tidehunters draft right now. If they don't get perfect team execution, it becomes a lot harder for them, and TTD can just kind of clean up.
Yeah, I agree. Still, they actually ban out the Naga Siren. Really, I'm very surprised with this.
For the
Sometimes
they can stop counter initiation really easily. Either one of them, I think, could have used to good effect. I don't know about the Bane ban though.
Yeah, the Bane ban seemed a little bit weird. I guess.
They don't shut down the Lone Druid Bear.
And the Weaver as well. Yeah, I think Bane's not a terrible band. Well, at least it's someone. So some Tidehunters, who do they pick up the combo? I mean, they could go with that Wombo combo. I would actually love a surprise. Oh, it's a surprise pick. I was about to say a surprise Enigma, but that's always hindsight bias. Uh-oh.
I think.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's very interesting. So we have this in-game lag as always. So I apologize for
the
that.
lanes have all changed now.
This SK could be support though.
Yeah, the lanes have all changed for me. I think because I doubt they're gonna run jungle.
Enigma. Well. If they do run the jungle, it'll be hard. I mean, it's very hard to dive against a gyro. But I should go ahead and introduce the players. Duran, the captain of terrible damage, will be playing on the Crystal Maiden. The Weaver, it's being played by BKO. The Lone Druid, it's Kunkka, it's being played by Swagasaurus, awesome name. And SK is being played by the stand-in I Love Jessica Alba.
Meanwhile, on Dire's side, Jakiro is being played by Struzer. Make sure that it's Struzer, not Bruiser. The Darkseer, Flip-Flop Snake Plants.
Oh man, that's a great
Obsidian
name.
Destroyer. Yeah, I like it too. Hey Girl is the Obsidian Destroyer. Gyrocopter. SOG. SOG. Could be either one of them. And Enigma is all smiles, even though he has no actual mouth.
Okay, so it's going to be like a 2.5 versus a tri-lane, and this is a very scary aggressive tri-lane in my opinion. I mean, definitely for a level 1. The SK build, so he actually went a Stout Shield early. They both have Stout Shields. I think I might have liked maybe a bit more Clarity Potions on this SK. What do you think?
They do have a Crystal Maiden. They're going to be relying on her aura quite a bit to keep this aggression up.
Yeah, but like reality check. I mean, he might have to get it at level 2, but man, that really hurts if you get it at level 2.
It's not that big of a loss because there's a lot of lockdown already with Hellfire Blast, Torrent.
Yeah, I guess so.
Frostbite and Aura.
But because it's an aggressive tri-lane, I mean, where would she find the levels? It might take a really long time for her to get that level 2, level 3 to really shut down these heroes.
I was about to say they're spreading out pretty well on Dire's side.
Yeah, they are.
Giving Gyro his EXP.
So
surprised they didn't ward it.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised as well. Though I really think if the Dire do try to do a pull, the Jakiro would definitely get punished. Gyro could get doved on as well. So that's definitely something to keep an eye out.
That's quite true. Middle lane, we do have Lone Druid versus Obsidian Destroyer, like I thought.
Yep.
And
so all the chips go to you.
Out all right for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2-on-1 compared to OD 4-on-1, but OD does have, well, it's hard to say. He's last hitting against under the tower. I didn't see who had the better body block, so I gotta apologize for that.
Yeah, we were kind of wondering what Top was doing. It's alright.
Yeah, well, Darkseer actually got really low from this Weaver. Weaver, yeah, does have a slight advantage in this matchup, and will only get harder for this Darkseer later on to the game.
I like the lane matchup so far. Oh, a pause coming out here.
It's not a RD2L, it's not a competitive game without a pause. And there's the puppy pause sign. So, I mean, if we look at the first 2 minutes, it's not too much looking at the graphs, but it never hurts, especially in a pause. So, EXP in favor of some Tidehunters. They do have an Enigma jungling, so this is to be expected. For the gold graph, we have, yeah, about the same. Once again, the Enigma is probably the difference maker here. Gyrocopter.
It's a difference of plus minus 100 though. It's
not that big. It really, yeah, you're right. It's only like maybe a two creep goal, two creep difference here, and I'm lucky. We're lucky.
I think it's pretty impressive considering how fast Enigma is as a jungler. That it's so close.
Yeah, the Weaver is having a hell of a time down here. He's 9-1 compared to the Darkseer 2-0.
There's a ward going up top.
Yeah, actually, there's an ice path, but actually it misses, and homing missile will go out. Will they? I don't think they should go on this. This is a bit scary. Are they real? Oh man, yeah, they're definitely going to get punished here. The gyrocopter rocket barrage is getting split. There's the torrent. Actually misses the gyro, but it doesn't matter. They might get a double kill here. Jakiro should back up. No, he's getting body blocked here. Another freeze, and yes, he goes down. That's a double kill for this tri-lane. This is the start that they needed.
I think that's one of the big dangers. That's the big dangers of running 3 versus 2.
Yeah, and
they will come out ahead.
Oh no, are they really going to make another? This is not the ideal situation. At least he cancels 1 mana potion. Still, the nice ice path. They're choosing to back off here. I think the tri-lane for the Dual Breath goes out. They really want the Crystal Maiden. They actually might get. They do get them. So a good decision for this dual lane in the end.
They come. Radiance has come out on top since they killed the gyro and they only lost a Crystal Maiden in return. But it can still go either way. This is the early game. Dire hasn't lost too much, so we'll see how the game shapes up.
Yeah, I completely agree. OD actually got quite low. He does have a salve on him. He's 900 gold. Probably going to go Buckler. I would hate to see a bottle in this case. Actually, no, bottle would be fine because he's taking a lot of harass.
A bottle or run for that tranquil boots.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's also a possibility. Darkseer, Weaver duking it out. Weaver still, wow, 18-3 compared to the 8-0. Darkseer really struggling down here. Even with the Stout Shield, he's just not having a good time. He's out of regen at this point. On the bright side, he does have his levels. Oh, go ahead. Weaver's
gonna have quite the impact later on, but mid game, I feel it's gonna come down to Weaver impact versus Enigma impact when he finally comes out of the jungle. Yeah,
you're right. So for the Dire, what did they do? I mean, the gyro could go for that mid game phase drums build, and just 5-man down the middle. Is that what they're looking for?
Well, you can't run it late against 3-4 carry potential heroes, so he's going to have to go effective early and just take towers and pressure Radiant out of any farm.
Yeah, and actually they dewarded that camp. A very nice sentry placed there by this Jakiro. Still, they can't.
Taking it.
Yeah, they're taking the pulls, and this is what I was like. Oh, Enigma, he's caught out of position. He might die. Oh, never mind. Crystal Maiden's the one that looks to be in trouble. And yes, she does go down. The Kunkka trying to get some splash damage. The stun goes out. Oh, body blocks from the Jakiro. They're going to turn this around. Nice ice path. Will catch him. SK looks to be dead. Yes, he tries to turn out and get one more blast. It doesn't work. Torrent hits the gyro, but Kunkka can't go back in. Nice turnaround with the Enigma rotation. And they're going to chase this Kunkka. Still, he'll get out just fine.
All in all, it feels pretty close for both teams. There's, gold is a wash. Experience is going the way of Dire, but the turning point will come in, I'd say, 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's the solo kill. And this is the problem with running a Lone Druid against an OD. I mean, Lone Druid never even had a high mana pool to begin with, or high intelligence. OD stealing it, and then as soon as he hits level 6, every time I see this matchup, I see OD solo killing the Lone Druid, and this is why I was kind of skeptical about this. I think the same thing would have happened with the Kunkka, but It's hard to say.
Well, part of the problem though was Lone Druid didn't take True Form level 6. They were both level 6, and he just did not have the health pool to sustain, to trade blows with this Obsidian. Outworld Devourer.
OD is what I guess we can call him. But we can still use Dota 1 names. I still like the Dota 1 names better.
It's a bad habit. I gotta shake it.
Yeah, me too. I keep calling Wisp instead of IO. I think official casters still are forced to use IO. But the top lane, Tri-lane, are looking to dive him. Enigma actually scouts him. No, they actually didn't see him. This Sentry Ward is just right there, and Crystal Maiden keeps running right over him. There's the Eidolons. Actually, Maiden, you need to be careful. Maiden, this Enigma could kill you. Kunkka actually has
6.
Yeah, he does. He can look to get maybe a 3-man black hole. A 2-man black hole will be enough, but a 3-man black hole would be pretty ridiculous.
Well, if he gets 2-man, all of them can cancel the black hole.
That's true. That is the one good thing about this. Kunkka might be a little bit slower because the Torrent does have a bit of a cast time, a 1.6 delay. Jakiro, of course, could place a defensive ice path to protect Enigma. This tier 1 tower is a bit low. That might be mostly because of the Kunkka Torrents. Well, not Torrents, Tidebringer, that's what it is. Pushing the wave constantly. Still, is it a good idea to push this tier 1? Even if they do, they could get ganked if they're trying to farm up in the lane. So, it's always a better...
They already have the Enigma coming through the jungle and just playing defensively because they had to. They were getting ganked otherwise. And who else is going to come? The Darkseer?
No.
The Obsidian? Maybe.
At least Darkseer has his TP scroll. He could make a go. The problem with OD mid is he's a terrible ganker. He could, but he honestly wants to wait until he at least has a 4-staff or a mech.
Yeah, and he has neither of those so far.
Yeah, and Weaver...
He's working on his mech right now.
Yeah, you're right. He's starting to go mech. I don't know if
Top tower.
Top tower? Will it go down? No, they're going to glyph it.
The last might be denying it.
Yeah, well, there's a deny. Basically what they needed. Jakiro, does he have any wards? He does have wards, but he's really poor. He does have his boots, though, surprisingly. I thought he might invest maybe into a magic stick, considering the amount of spells that would be thrown out at them.
Yeah, I mean, now that the T1 tower is done top, I wonder how this is going to affect their roaming, whether or not they're going to go mid, gank, outworld, or if they're going to keep putting pressure, because who's going to stop them?
Yeah, exactly.
If they get rotations top, that means mid's winning, bottom's winning.
Ice Path hits the Crystal Maiden. Top Gyro is there to get that call down. I mean, not to call down the Rocket Barrage. It's enough to bring her down, and she's squishy. She's so slow. They're gonna get the body blocks. They've been really good about the body block. No, okay, Jakiro doesn't get the body block, but the Ice Path will land. Dual Breath as well. No, they don't even need it. Just gonna right click and Rocket Barrage them down.
Yeah, that Crystal Maiden getting caught out just ruined the whole...
OD? OD? Oh, brilliant Torrent! Nice well tell as well. Ice Path is... Oh, did it? Oh, no. Ice Path misses, but the OD ulti goes down. No, OD will trade his life. Almost gets him. Weaver is there. Going to right click. Oh, he's getting blocked by the creeps just a little bit. No, they're going to chase this Kunkka. Is this the right choice? They're going to trade all 3 of their lives if this keeps up. Oh, man. Oh, nice. Another Torrent that lands. Man, this Kunkka is playing out of his mind. Enigma's going to go down here. There's no way he's going to go. Oh, my gosh. They're so out of position. Gyro is going to get caught up. Yes, Crystal Maiden is there. She's going to be scared. No, no, no. Where's the Rocket Barrage? No mana. No, he does have it right now. He gets frozen in place. The bear is chasing. The bear is chasing. Maybe will he get that one? The Admiral Bulldog entangled? No. Yes. No. 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 Oh, nice surge from the Darkseer. It was a bit delayed in my opinion. Cooldown does slow down the chase. Still, somehow they get out with that.
This Kunkka's been doing a lot of work, and it really shows. He managed to pick up a lot of these Tidebringers without, not Tidebringers, sorry, Torrents without any setup. He did a lot of damage, and he barely died when Darkseer rotated in from behind and picked him off when he was low.
I was very surprised that they got out with that one.
Yeah, they were all running low on mana. Crystal Maiden was low on health, and It's just both of them wanted to stop fighting.
Yeah, Crystal Maiden only level 3. She does have 1 point in Arcane Aware like we expected, but she's so slow. Look at that, 280. It's like she's in slow motion.
The 390 gold, no boots. It's rough being a support aggressive.
She really wants it. Yeah, I just give her 1 creep. She needs it so badly.
She really should be jungling to get boots so she stops dying in these team fights.
Yeah, Weaver, he picks up his Perseverance. He's well on his way to his Lincolns. It's looking like, what, 15, 60-minute Lincolns? No, probably not, but it'll be close.
I'd say closer to 20 minutes.
Yeah, maybe.
17, 18.
This Weaver's 2-0-1, so it's really nice for him. Weaver's a guy or a girl? What do you think?
A guy, I'd say.
A guy? Okay, am I the only one that thinks she's a girl?
Manliest voice for a girl, I'd say.
Really? I thought it was like maybe some woman that smokes a lot of cigarettes. But Homie Missile will hit the lone druid.
How much
They're gonna be
experience I have with smoking women.
SK's not level 6, he's gonna go down here and Rocket Barrage will go. They actually picked up the Weaver somehow in the back. No, it was a bow comes in, they're gonna hit the OD. OD will die. Here, Black Hole! Black Hole! Never mind, OD might survive. He's still got an Astral Imprisonment. No, he will die here. I'm not sure why he didn't Astral Imprisonment himself. Just a little bit. He might have survived that because they had the burst damage to kill. Oh, another torrent. It's gonna hit! It's gonna hit 2. No, did it hit the Darkseer? I couldn't tell. It's just kind of flying up. Oh, nice Ice Path, but they're not gonna be able to follow up. Crystal Maiden has her boots, so she might. Yeah, she got it. She will get out. Jakiro doesn't. Homing Missile. Homing Missile. Vacuum as well. Oh, great plays. SK might get the kill. Yes, burning. The burning damage is enough to pick up the Darkseer. A great trade. That was an even better Black Hole. Oh my gosh, the Black Hole was amazing. It hit like 3 heroes, I believe, maybe 4. Did you see?
Yeah, this is the Enigma impact that I was talking about for the mid game. Landing those black holes and just counter initiating like that is what this team desperately needs.
Yeah, it was what they needed. They were in this scrappy fight. It goes in favor of TTT, but in an organized 5v5 fight, some Tidehunters will take it, and it showed right there.
Makes me think that TTT needs to start split pushing right now. Need to start spreading out and not, rising to the bait of these 5v5 team fights.
Yeah, and as soon as you say that, Lone Druid pings out the bot tower and he will make a go. Still, Darkseer rotates in. They don't have the damage to quite split push right now. Weaver still looking for that Lincoln Sphere. Did he die? Yeah, he died. I think, did he die solo against the Darkseer? Do you remember? Let me see. Can I?
No, he was desperately low for a long time though.
Oh, so he was just playing with fire.
He was playing really cautious. Yeah, he kept hanging back, was playing really cautious instead of being able to harass the Darkseer out. So Darkseer got quite a bit of experience in farm.
Enigma looking to try to get one of those Maledict stuns. Or Malefice stuns. I'm confusing it with Witch Doctor as well. OD, he does almost have his mech. Once he has that mech, is that the time to just 5-man deathball push?
I believe so. That's going to come out in the next minute, 2 minutes.
Gonka has a DD. Maybe he can make something. Boat will miss completely. So something a lot of RD2L players like to do is they go with that typical pub torrent Tidebringer build. Not really the rattlesnake Kunkka, but I might have to stop this because Ice Path and Dual Breath does hit. They might just try to back off. No, they're gonna go for the tier 1. Yeah, they really want this. Is this what you want to do? They have all their ultis, but the black hole up. So I think they're going to get this tier 1. Oh, nice! Torrent again hits 3. If only he kept the boat that time. Ice Path hits 1, but the OD ulti hits 1. It's enough. Weaver actually time-lapses Vacuum Wall on, but SK's levels. He has no mana though. If he dies, that'll be okay. Swagasaurus is the bigger target. He will go down. He's the first casualty of this fight. Will there be more? There's an Astral Imprisonment. I can't tell who it is. It's gonna be Weaver. Oh, he gets hit by the Sentry actually shows it. Darkseer looks to be dead as well. Right click. The bear picks up the kill. But it's a 3-for-1 trade. It looks like CM was picked off. I'm not surprised at all, to be honest.
Radiant definitely came out the worst for that exchange. Dire was able to deny the tower. They killed 3. I understand what they're trying to do. Radiant was, they're trying to take down towers, trying to get a little bit more space so that they can farm up and really kind of come to their own. But Dire says, hey, we're fine with that. Let's fight 5v5. We're more than happy to do that.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I'm pretty sure Jordan realizes that they can't take a 5v5 engagement. That's the second time in a row that they've lost one. Yes, they took the tier 1 tower, but the Dire looks like they'll get one in return. Oh, there's some rotations. There's going to be a slow the stun on Enigma. Enigma will get out. No, he will die. He probably looks to be dead. Weaver is a great chaser. Yes, there it is. Weaver probably shouldn't overextend. This Sentry Ward caught him once. I don't think he will get caught twice.
So they spotted him. They spotted the Kunkka grabbing the Invis rune on bottom.
Yeah, so the wardings for the Dire have been basically spot on, but the Crystal Maiden and SK is so poor, they can't really get any items. But SK actually does have a bit. He's looking to go for drums. Yeah, he does need the mana and the stats pretty intensively. It is, remember guys, this is a support. SK Crystal Maiden is doing all the warding, and she can't even afford sentries right now.
As loosely as the term support can fit for this Skeleton King.
How many lessons does he have?
Power treads and bracer.
He's 6-1 though.
Drums.
He's 6-1 for CS. That's 7-1 now. He's actually rich. I mean, he's been in 2 kills and 3 assists and around the team fight quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean he's survivable. Now that he has reincarnation, he can kind of be a little more aggressive. But he's not really building heavy support items. Drums is I wouldn't say is quite a support item.
Bot lane,
fighting item.
Bot lane Weaver gets picked out.
Too much.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry for interrupting you.
Nah, I need to pay attention to the minimap more often.
It was a 4-man gank. Sentry
died way too fast.
Yeah, we saw that he couldn't even get because of the ice path, an Astral Prism into an ice path. Oh, that boat was pretty bad. A tier 1 tower will be taken by some Tidehunters, but the Astral Prism basically works as a Shadow Demon Disruption, easiest ice path of Jakiro's life, and then they just burst them down. I mean, 2 Arcane Orbs was enough to kill this Weaver, as we just saw.
He's still really squishy with only a Perseverance and Ring of Basilius.
Yeah, it doesn't have any treads, or I mean, he didn't even go Tranquil Boots. It's hard to say. I mean, he needs his HP so badly. Right now he's hovering at 777 HP. That's paper. That really is just paper. Torrent will hit on 2. Is there no boat though because he used it earlier? But SK once in, he might just go tank sacrifice himself. They get the Torrent, the Tidebringer damage out. But man, this Death Ball, like we were talking about earlier, just taking that tier 2 easily, almost uncontested.
And now it seems to be Dire's game to lose if they choose, because they're in a really good position right now. They can pretty much fight them, straight up. But if they're too lackadaisical in pushing their advantage, TDD can easily come back because they have some really strong heroes.
Yeah, they really do. So the Darkseer, I mean, what does he work on now? He does have a bracer. He's actually not have to. Oh, he goes for drums. This is a little weird, but yeah, stats, right? Stats.
Early Aura, he could have built something like. He's probably going to be some sort of Aura carrier, maybe build Chivas. Probably is going to build a Hex to help deal with Weaver and all these other high damage. So heroes that are not going to be probably building a BKB.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Should the Darkseer go for Blink?
No, I don't think so.
Really? Like a Blink and vacuum into a Blink black hole? That doesn't sound appealing to you at all?
Not particularly, because I feel like they have to push and to maintain a really strong push in order to keep their advantage over this 3-4 core lineup that Radiant has. So if you start building for a Blink, you don't have any more stats. You can't kill a tower faster. You can force fights, but that's about it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I still think Blink on Darkseer is fun though. But
That's
finally
a
we
good
get it
thing.
unpaused.
But I think they really would be benefiting from having a stronger push.
Yeah. Should he go pipe instead?
Well, I think if Radiant had a coddle or just better split push, they would have to have a pipe before they could break the tier 3. But as it is, I'm not entirely sure, because a lot of their anti-push is going to be, I feel, from Tidebringer.
Yeah, it is. It will block a bit of damage from the boat and the torrent. Chris Maiden has a bit. She's level 6, decides not to pick up her ultimate. I agree with that choice, to be honest. I guess it blocks a little bit from the Hellfire Blast even. Weaver, Swarm Bugs, not too much. Well, Sakuchi, but that really doesn't no damage as we move things along. But they're going to continue the Death Ball push. They will go for this tier 1, no contest. No way they can get up there. And look at the Dire Wards, wow. Wow, they're really aggressive. They're warding the entire jungle of the Dire. No way we'll be able to farm that safely.
Yeah, and while they're pushing it down top, their Radiant is team killing the Ancients. Weaver is trying to farm at bottom, trying to get that ultimate orb. But they might lose the tier 2 in the process.
It looks like they will. I mean, the Eidolons. Is it Eidolons or Echelons? I can't. It's Eidolons. Oh, there's a Tide! From the back. Oh, it's going to miss everything. Astral Imprisonment will go out on the SK. SK has no matter. Oh, Call Down comes in, and this is the 5-man we were talking about. Oh, Londred taking so much damage. There's the super loud Aegis sound as I try to cast this, but Londred looks to be dead. SK actually dies first. But they're going to... Oh, Black Hole just for the Invis Weaver. Do they have the damage? Do they have the tension? Actually, it looks like Enigma will die. Crystal Maiden trades her life away. OD just going to continue to farm. But the Dire choose to back up. No, they're actually chasing in the backside. Oh, Conga TP's out. I wish I called that, but the fight got so hectic. I wasn't able to catch half of that team fight. So I apologize for that, guys.
I'm mystified and confused how the lone druid got out. We just saw the Conga got out, and we saw that the Skeleton King died, but...
Weaver!
Weaver dies.
No. Oh no. What was he doing? They will get a tier 2.
I think you...
Oh, it's going to hit 3 heroes. I'm surprised it didn't hit the Jakiro. Okay, no follow. No follow. Oh, Tide hits to... Torrent. They're just
trying to keep
him
from pushing.
Yeah, they're just standing there and taking it. But they can't stop him. I mean, OD has his mech up in about 30 seconds. They could just continue this, right?
Yeah, they're going to be going mid and getting that tier 2 before getting their last items and trying to put pressure on the tier 3. And
Yeah,
like I was saying, it's that there's just this bait of going into these 5v5 fights that Radiant can't quite take right now.
So Conka finally picks up his Shadow Blade, and Lone Druid has a Radiant. Those are big items, but it doesn't feel like it's enough.
Well, 23 minutes is a pretty good time for Radiant, so it can still make a pretty big impact. Whether or not that takes out the OD, but that's a different matter.
OD, he's going to get stunned up here. I'm not sure why. Oh, nice Astral Imprisonment. They will dodge this. An Ice Path is there. It hits 2 heroes. Macro Pirate. Oh, fighting it. There's a vacuum wall. It hits like 3 hero. OD doesn't have his ulti. He doesn't have his ulti. Gyro is a bit low. Oh, there's the freezing field. It doesn't feel like it's enough. The Astral does disrupt it. Oh, Conka wanding up. He survives just barely. Who is that? Oh, looks like Lone Druid traded his life. Conka, what you doing? Okay, he's fine. Weaver does die. The boat keeping heroes alive much longer than they should, but the entire Dark team is a bit low. If they just had just a little bit more, they might have been able to win that fight. But as is, the 5-man wombo combo was just a bit too much.
Yeah, there's not much they can do to stop it unless Weaver suddenly picks up a BKB, unless Lone Druid picks up a cloak. They need to somehow find a way to mitigate that damage, and no one's going to be able to pick up a pipe anytime soon on Radiant who wants to pick up a pipe.
It really does not look like that at all. But One thing I wanted to point out earlier before these crazy fights started to occur was Kunkka builds in the pro games. They like to go for the X mark, the spot build. So what happens is, like, of course, they get 1 level in Torrent, they get levels in Tidebringer, but they actually get 2 in X mark spot, and then go back for the Torrents and Tidebringer. And the reason for that is the X marks the spot. At level 2, there's a 2-second delay, and the Torrent has a 1.6-second delay. That's almost a perfect matchup, and that makes it really easy to do an initiation with the X mark the spot into a Torrent combo, into a boat combo. If you ever watch Sing Sing Pub Stomp, he does that a lot with Kunkka. That's why Kunkka is one of his favorite heroes. Kabu, I think, Kabu or Mu, I can't remember, plays the Kunkka on Tong Fu. No, scratch that. Kabu is on Rattlesnake now. I do know Tong Fu, and Rattlesnake ran that. Rattlesnake definitely ran it in TI.
And the Kunkka here went for just, he has no X marks the spot, but it works. It should work out because...
Oh, they actually revealed the smoke, but Crystal Maiden, she looks to be dead vacuum. Oh, Weaver barely gets out the ice path and nearly clipped her. If he got caught in that, he was definitely dead. SK actually stuns up the Darks here. Will they be enough? Oh, SK looks to be so dead. I don't see him getting out. He does have his ulti. Don't stun, please don't stun, because you can at least come back. Oh, it doesn't matter. You're gonna be dead stun because he gets perma stun. He might be able to get out here. Yeah, there's a stun. SK. Oh, there's a boat. It does hit 2 heroes. Is it enough? It doesn't look like it. Gyro does have his BKB. He's just going to town. And the right clicks going out. Are they going to siege? Oh my gosh! That damage from the Kunkka was so massive. Oh my gosh! They actually cleaned up 3 heroes. Gyro looks to be dead. Black Holes are trying to save his team. It might be enough. There's a buyback from the Weaver. They really want to go on this. And Nigma dies. That's a team wipe.
Oh, but he's coming back.
That's a team wipe. He doesn't have it. He does have lifesteal, but it's not enough. Look, his damage, he's just gonna get chased down. Here he goes. Yeah, Weaver buys back for this. This is the great turnaround.
Yeah, tier 3 is still pretty hard to break, even with such an advantage there.
Yeah, and for all of you guys that don't know and are watching this replay, I have this bug where every time like the ancients get blown up, the Aegis gets popped, someone reincarnates, someone buys back. The audio gets suddenly super loud. Have you heard of that bug before?
I think I've heard of the bug before. I haven't really encountered any fixes for it.
Yeah, it's a real pain. That's why when he was coming back, I didn't say anything because there's no point. You can't hear me when I'm trying to talk. Not that I can't say anything.
About the Kunkka that I was wanting to say before that huge fight broke out. Yeah, this Kunkka is actually not going for X marks the spot, period. He's going for stats because he wants to actually get in and fight, and I actually appreciate that because there's a lot of other ways they can initiate. They don't have to rely on X marks the spot.
Yeah, I agree.
It really does need the stats.
And his accuracy on Torrent is pretty ridiculous. Like, I played Kunkka a couple times, but I can never hit that Torrent. And his boats could have been better, but man, his Torrents are almost next level. He like never misses. So SK, he does have his drums up. He's got 1,000 gold. As a 3.5, maybe 2.5 roll SK, what do you go for?
Something like Vlad's.
Ooh, Vlad's would
something
be
like when you're like a non-standard support melee, you kind of end up being an aura carrier because you want to be in close, you want to stick around, but so you get things like drums, Vlad's, you get. Yeah, hell, you get things like Shivas sometimes. Oh,
Ice Path actually lands. This is really big. There's the Sentry Ward. Oh, no. They missed their chance on that. I'm not sure what OD was doing. He definitely could have Astral Imprison. Even possibly baited the rest of the Radiant team coming in on that, trying to save the Kunkka, and then get a massive black hole. But in the end, they're just going to play it safe, and they're going to slow siege it. The slow siege will actually help. It's kind of ironic though, because the team that usually slow sieges is the team with the lone druid. But It's a role switch this time.
It's a correct choice from Dire team because they don't have 4 carries. They want to get a Rax. They want to keep pressing the advantage.
Do you see this?
Absolutely the correct choice.
This Gyro, he used his Helmet Dominator to dominate a Troll Creep for an extra stun. That's so cute. Let's see if it actually pays off here.
Also, raise the dead, get more creeps to push with.
It's so hard to.
Good choice.
The Torrent just cleans up the creep wave. Wow, and the Crystallis is up on the Kunkka. Now things start to get a little bit scary for this some Tidehunter side.
But they're gonna try and keep doing it, even though it's gonna be tough for him.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. I mean, he takes one. Enigma takes 2 Tidebringers to the face, and look how low he is. It wasn't even crits. It was just coming out of Shadow Blade and taking 1 to the face.
Actually, I said I think it's the right decision, but I changed my mind. Dire apparently still needs to get some items before they can break that T3.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it.
That's a Hex and a Pipe. Some more BKBs, maybe.
Oh my gosh, that was a big vacuum. I think Kunkka's gonna go down here. He has the Shadow Blade. There's the freezing throw from the high ground from Zuran. It's enough to save him. It's enough to. Oh, Bo comes in. It's enough to save him. No, you guys need to back up. You have the advantage. BKB is popped out. Calldown's gonna miss. Black Hole. It catches the pair. Almost a PGG. Oh, Torrent again. They're gonna clean up 3-4. Gyro's gonna go down. It's a turnaround. Jakiro is gonna go down as well. The stun comes from the SK. Team wipe. Oh my gosh.
This was Dire's game to lose, and this was a big turning point. It's going to be start coming to be Radiant's game to win, Radiant's game to lose. That is.
How did Kunkka? Why did they back off on the Kunkka? They definitely had the damage too. I'm sure they had detection, right? Did they have detection? Yeah, they had detection on the Enigma. They had 4 sentries on Enigma, yet he wasn't there to. I mean, the Kunkka right now is their mid-game damage.
Enigma was hanging around like right here.
Oh man, they're gonna get Rax. Maybe. Oh yeah, they are. Black Hole's down. OD ult's down. Don't back. What's the reason for backing up here?
The rest of the team has all come up.
Yeah, but I don't know. I wouldn't be scared about their ultis at this point. Wall is down. I mean, Black Hole is down. OD's ult was down. I guess playing it safe, they feel like they now got the advantage. Wow, Lone Druid.
Better late game.
They do. Okay, so playing it safe, pretty good. Lone Druid does have the AC. Oh, almost no. He has a Hyperstone, but they've gotten like 3 levels of items just from those 2 fights. Kunkka working probably on data. She's got something flying in. Is it? Oh no, is it? Let's see. Let's check the courier. No, it's just 2 TP scrolls. A bit anticlimactic.
Well, TPs save games just as surely as Datalists do.
Probably. Oh man, but MVP definitely to Swagasaurus. I can't stress enough about how well he's playing. Again, clutch torrents. The boat again not the best, but the torrents is ridiculous, hitting 3 and bring them low into a splash, and it was enough to team wipe the Dire.
That Radiance on the Bear also came out at a really timely time.
Yeah, coming in at 23 minutes, good time for the Radiant, for the Lone Droid. He was mid. He died, I think, 2 times before he got the Radiance, and then they had a really strong team fight. And this is what we were talking about when you have a 5-man lineup. Well, I don't know if we talked about it, but when we have a 5-man lineup, you're going to be a bit behind on EXP because the Radiant are going to be able to farm just a little bit better when they're not 5-man. They don't sap each other's EXP. They get a bit more farm per se. And Roshan, he's almost up. So what did the Dire do to get back into this game, or to try to win this game?
They're gonna have to find some pickoffs. They're gonna have to. They have really aggressive awards, and they've been doing a really good job at that. Now, what Dire has to do is push out their lanes, smoke up, find some pickoffs, and try to get back on the upper hand.
Look at this Jakiro. That is one farm Jakiro.
He's had that Mystic Staff for a long time now.
Yeah, he's got the ultimate orb too. He's close to a Hex. Heck, just give him a creep wave and a half and he'll have it.
I actually thought he was going for Shivas at first, and then I saw the ultimate orb.
Wow, that's pretty ballsy. And well, did they try to smoke in for the Roshan? It seems like a bit of miscommunication. They're gonna go for it. I think the Radiant are well aware of this. They're gonna try to smoke, go around. Will they try to go from here? Or are they going to try to go from... No, they're just not going to waste any time. They got revealed. They know they're there. Where's Duran? He's going to throw a blind... what's that called again? Crystal Nova. I think... Bo! It hits 3! It's enough! Freezing Field is there! They're going to get it. Oh, Vacuum Wall combo! Black Hole! Where's the Black Hole Warrior? No, Enigma is dead! They do kill at least 2 or 3. Buyback from the Weaver. He's going to try the time-lapse and probably... Where is he? No, SK will die. No, he's still got that... OP Aegis skill, but man, the radiant damage is doing so much they actually stun the Gyro. Gyro's gonna be dead. Nope, he's got the Aegis. He might turn around and fight. This Ice Path is there. Full breath comes back. Gyro, he gets body block. He's gonna die a second time. Oh, nice Astral Imprisonment. It's not gonna be enough. SK is radiant to stun him once again. There's this. Oh no, he just crits him. Gyrocopter, does he have the moves? But no, he's just going to die to the bear. The bear's Radiance is going to be enough. The Radiance pickoff is so good. The wand is there. He might just have to... No, he's going to come down here. Weaver picks off the last hit on him. So, I mean, Kunkka dies. Weaver dies, buys back, but well worth it. We have lag on our Weaver. Puppy pause? Please pause.
It was the best of fights. It was the worst of fights. It was an amazing start from Radiant, and then it was a big OD ult, and it looked bad for both teams at seconds apart.
Yeah, it could have been decided by a single thing. If Enigma if he got a full channel on a black hole, that would have been so good. I didn't see what it was happening because it was basically a cluster F in the middle, the Roshan pit right here. I honestly didn't see Roshan dying and Gyro picking up. But there was just so much action going on. But one thing is clear, TTD came out on top. They're looking to get rags here. There's no big ultis left, and this time they're just going to go ham.
Gyro's dead.
Gyro is dead.
Gyro has...
Ice Path?
Does Gyro even have buyback?
Lone Druid? Lone Druid gets vacuum back. He's going to go down. They still get the tier 3 tower. It's worth it. They do defend. Good job for some Tidehunters. If we look at the goal graph, we haven't looked at it in a bit, and yes, it has shot up in favor of TTD. Gold still slightly in favor of some Tidehunters, but honestly, 3,000 gold is nothing. It's absolutely nothing at this point of the game.
We have another turning point coming up in the fact that Gyro has 4,200 gold, and we're going to see what he spends it on.
What would you go as the Gyro right now?
I think Butterfly is probably his best option to stay alive against these 3, 4, 5 if you count the bear, melee brutes. Melee.
Yeah.
Carries. I'll just go with carries.
It looks like he will go.
What am I thinking?
So Gyro, he's listening to your advice. He's going to go for that Butterfly, and the evasion would help. He is lacking a bit on... Well, his damage is not bad, but yeah, I'm sure he wants more. Once he gets a Butterfly, MKB, maybe Satanic, and I don't know, if the game lasts that long, they'd probably have lost it.
Well, it's actually kind of an interesting thing, because I was saying that, Radiant has a better late game, and the Radiant still kind of has the better late game, but if Gyro gets farmed enough, he can, the Leoric doesn't really have much. He dies still pretty, fairly easy.
Yeah.
The bear can still get picked off really fast by Arcane Orb.
And I guess something we shouldn't discount is, like, you have the Darkseer with the wall, and you have the Enigma. If he gets the best black hole of his life, games could be won. This game could be won.
But if key players on Radiant side get BKB, then Obsidian is just Outworld Devourer. Sorry, it's just completely worthless. And Outworld is just a lot of their damage right now for Dire.
Yeah, whoa, SK actually picks up a Hyperzone. He can buy the full AC outright. He's got 3,300 gold, but of course he's going to save for buyback. And why not? Lone Droid doesn't have buyback. If he dies, this would be some problems. Kunkka doesn't look like he has buyback. Well, he might. He might. 519 reliable gold. He's got 1,400 gold right now. Buyback 1,000. Yeah, I think he will have a buyback in this case. So, as the Dire, is it a good idea to force your way up there?
I think they can get some easy damage on the tower, but besides that, I don't think they can take the tower right now.
As the Dire side, what do you do to win this game now?
Well, they have the really important items like the Scythe of Ice up on Outworld Devourer. They have Scythe of Ice on Jakiro now. They have Ags on Darkseer, and that's making his walls do a lot of work. So, they might actually be able to really, they might be able to do a lot of work right now.
Her butt is so saggy. Really, guys? Really? But what I would have done, or at least I would call my team to do this, is instead of just clearly showing where they were, because they literally came down here, just pushed the lane all the way back here. Why didn't they just smoke up and then run into the opponent's jungle? Because they just pushed so blatantly, that gave them the Radiant side time to just back out of their own jungle.
Well, the way I think of it is they just got a fresh new item on Gyro. And Gyro says, I want to get some items, so he starts here and he starts going all the way down to get even more, further towards his butterfly. Meanwhile, they all got a lot of items recently, so I think Dire's thinking this is the time to push.
I guess that's true. But who has buyback? I should probably go to the buyback status. Let's see. The Dire side, does OD have buyback? He does not. He's 167 gold short. Gyrocopter has his buyback. Enigma has a buyback. But if they lose the fight, they can't buy back and go back into the fight. They have to buy back to defend their racks. It's a bit scary. Might be the make or break moment of this game.
Exactly. I think they'll probably try to pressure it, but I don't think it'll be the best idea.
Ice Path does hit on the Kunkka. Are they gonna go? Probably not. The stun is not long enough. It's only what, like 2.2 seconds? It's 2.2 seconds. Torrent misses for once. I think it was mostly a defensive one. Probably not aimed at anybody. There's a Sentry Ward in the middle of the lane. Is it viable to get a gem in a case like this?
Everyone's been dying left and right, so whoever drops the gem, if you get a gem, you're probably going to drop it.
Probably. More than likely. Ice Path. Oh man, these Ice Paths have been on point, but the Torrents have also been good. And they're going to just bang away at the tower. The Flat Cannon actually zoning them all out. Boat is here! Gyrocopter pops his BKB! And he's going to just back out right now. He thought about going, oh! Jakiro on the backside. They do get the Kunkka. Kunkka can't buy back! I think, no, he does buy back. They're going to just bang on the tower. There's the wall. Oh, SK does die at least. A defensive disruption by the OD. SK is back. They're going to go to, oh, Black Hole! It catches 2, 3! 3! There's an OD. It does get a kill on 2. Weaver is going to buy back. No, he can't buy back. Kunkka dies a second time. SK buys back at least, but it's not going to be enough. I don't think so. There's nobody. Gyro bought back, but he won't be able to get there. OD dies as well. They can't get the racks. Oh my gosh, the Bear's going to kill Enigma. Enigma's sacrificing his life, and what looked like a decent fight for the Dire ends up not doing too well.
It's the buybacks which pretty much sealed that fight.
Yeah, and this is what I was saying. I think the fight was pretty even. Kunkka bought back twice and then died, so that delays his BKB. Weaver didn't have buyback at the time. Dies. SK dies. He had buyback. He finished up his flats. Will be looking to finish up Assault Carriers, he will have it in 1700 more gold. On the other side, Gyrocopter dies and buys back. He just wants to farm it up. At least he will get the Talisman of Evasion. But you're right, they had the damage to take that. I think they probably should have backed off as soon as they started losing heroes again after the buybacks.
Yeah, it's hard to see, exactly who buys back in the heat of the moment when you're focusing on who to hit and where to dodge, but it looked really good, and big props to Dire for maintaining that discipline in spreading out all around the bottom racks like this, so that when Boat hit, it only hit one because Gyro popped his BKB.
Yeah, it was a brilliant usage. I was surprised. I mean, what happened was since he popped the BKB, he moved this way, while the rest of his teams ended up moving backwards. And then Gyro was like, "Oh, I need to back off." And it's almost like he baited them into a black hole. That black hole was beautiful, and as we saw, this teamwork from some Tidehunters is still quite a force to be reckoned with.
Both these teams are good, and they're all playing good. So this is a good game to watch.
Yeah, like I said before, I told you earlier that both these teams are two of the top teams in RD2L. I think terrible damage is the top team currently, at least in standing wise. They're undefeated, have the least amount of standing points. So I mean, who's winning?
A little bit of footsie in the bottom river. They I think Dire was thinking about going in, but they didn't know where Weaver and Skeleton King were, so they just backed up and are going back to farm.
And this missing racks is going to be a problem for them, for the Dire, that is. I guess just because they're missing racks, I'd say that the Radiant is leading. But it's late game now. Anything can happen. One single team fight, especially with buybacks down, is going to decide this game.
It's still really close, even though there's a Rax down in mid. The Rax bottom is naked. So if they can just get creeps in mid, they can scout around and then take out the Rax and continue to push.
Boots of Travel on this Gyrocopter. Wait, no, that wasn't Boots of Travel. Never mind, I'm retarded. He just TP'd in regularly. I was about to say, Boots of Travel before you have a Satanic or something? Probably not the best idea. But nope, there's a smoke in by the Radiant. They're looking to get a pick off. They're not going to find anybody. Maybe they'll try to split push, but the creep wave is way back here. So, they saw the Radiant's damage. I'm sure they're going to ping that out at some point, or they're just ignoring. Nope, are they really going to try to backdoor this? Do they have the damage quite yet?
Well, Radiant's Assault Curse on Bear.
Oh, it looks like they do. I mean, Weaver doesn't have a Desolator. Wow, Weaver.
Oh, wow.
They do have the damage. They need to back up. They need to back up. There's TPs now. But if they're really going to TP in one at a time. Oh, Chikiro. Nice Ice Path. They might be good. They do get the Hex. Swagasaurus is going to go down. Big pick off. He doesn't have buyback, guys. It's on cooldown. Oh man, they get the Astral Prevent. This is looking really bad for the Radiant side. Yes, this AK will die as well. He has his Vlads. He's 20 gold. He'll come back to die a second time. The stand-in.
Meanwhile, bottom Rax is getting killed by the Gyrocopter.
Oh wow, I did not see that coming. But Gyro needs to be careful. He doesn't want to die. Oh, he might get entangled. Where's the entangled? Oh, he wants that Admiral Bull. No, they're gonna back up. I think. Nope, they're gonna really go BKB. Should he try to TP out? TP out. Yes, he does TP out. Kunkka dead for 30 seconds. It looks like they won't be able to push any lanes. They're a bit fortunate on that in that regard.
Yeah, Radiant side lost Kunkka and Skeleton King, but all in all, I think they're still doing okay. They didn't. None of them lost something they absolutely could not live without. So it's still a close game. It's still up in the air.
Roshan will respawn really soon. Oh,
but you gotta say, Dire has to be shaken up at seeing them backdoor so easily.
Yeah, I definitely would be. They could even like dominate a creep possibly, and bring in or like maybe bring in a creep there, and then just TP in, mass TP Boots of Travel, and possibly just take down a tier 4 and take the racks.
I don't think Radiant has the money for that.
Probably not, but it's a possibility. I would love to see it. Roshan will go down uncontested from the Radiant, and it's a cheese. It's a cheese. Who picks up the cheese? OD picks up the cheese. I like that pick. I think what I would like to see maybe Aegis on the Enigma, because he's dying too fast. He can't get a black hole. Sometimes he just gets blown up before that happens. There's a DD rune. They just left it there. Do they have the? They don't have a ward to see it. I wish Gyro would pick it up. And then that's a very easy bottom racks if they decide to go on it. And this is the case where runes could have changed the game.
Things are coming out on the top racks. It looks like Radiant is thinking about backdooring it again, but they see that Dire's way too close on bottom.
Yeah, the bear is still up there using his radiance to push out the lane, and this is the cool thing about the bear. Once he had that radiance, his farm really accelerated. Well, his farm kind of accelerated, but it's mostly for the pushing. It's mostly for the split pushing and passive, doing nothing type item for the Lone Druid. And this was a popular build back then, before the Armlet Bear really kicked in. Of course, Armlet Bear is not possible now anymore. Man, they're really going to take this Rax to Torrent. Oh, actually misses for once. Gyrocopter flacking down Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden taking a lot of damage. Weaver's here. Boat misses everything. Nice dodge of the boats. Crystal Maiden dies quickly. Weaver is there as well. Crystal Maiden buys back. I don't know how much he can. Oh, Entangle's there. He gets permeated entangled, and that's a dead Darkseer. Oh my gosh, there's so much damage going on. OD survives with the back. Kunkka dies in the background. They do get the melee Rex. OD tried to. Is that a defensive? No, he doesn't do it. Jakiro is taking a lot of damage. Ice Path barely hits the SK, but the Gyrocopter doing so much damage. He does have his Butterfly. SK will die as well. Buyback from the Lone Druid. He's going to TP in. Wants to go back in. Weaver also is there. Weaver is now aware that there's a sentry. Another buyback. OD is there. He can't TP out. No entangle. No entangle. He's hoping for the no entangle. The RNGG not in favor of this Lone Druid bear. And he's frustrated, I'm sure.
It's a close fight, but Dire comes out ahead by taking that melee Rax. And they ended up getting it because Gyrocopter just hit Flat Cannon and just shot down the building while hitting everyone else.
Yeah.
I gotta say,
go ahead.
To Dire again. Big props to Dire again for they all grouped up. They saw Kunkka cast his Torrent and they just Delta split.
Yeah, that was. For once, when it mattered, the Kunkka has not been able to hit it. But it's not his fault. It's just great plays from this Dire side.
Exactly.
But something to be concerned about. Look at the Ancients for the Dire. They're missing one tier 4, and this tier 4 tower is really low, or half health. Actually,
when you said Ancients, I was taking a look at their creeps. Their
Ancient creeps. Okay. I didn't.
I was like, are they stacking for Gyro? Do they like 5 or 6 stacks?
I wish he would use the Helmet Dominator at least for that case, but at least he remembers that he could stack it by himself. So this will be a little bit easy go for him. He finishes up the full Butterfly. What do you go for here? Satanic? MKB?
Yeah, definitely Satanic. Because Satanic is, okay, yeah, you're fighting me, and then I'm back up to full health. And that's what Gyro kind of needs at this point.
Oh, they might try to smoke
doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, they don't have. I mean, SK doesn't have a BKB. Did he buy back for that last fight? No, he didn't. He still hasn't bought the AC. It's quite well. I guess it doesn't matter because the Lone Druid has the AC. That's right. Has an AC. So it's a casual Hyperstone for this guy.
Yeah, I think he was probably expecting to get the Assault Cuirass, and then Lone Druid said, "No, bro, I got it. You don't have to worry about it."
Yeah, Crystal Maiden, Rod of Atos. That's impressive. That's impressive.
It's a lot of effective HP, and that's something that she doesn't have.
Yeah, they're actually venturing pretty far. For a Radiant side that doesn't have any vision. I'm surprised they're venturing this far out.
They're also relatively close together and trying to get some wards out. They're all moving as 5 at this point.
Yep, and I'm not sure I'm a fan of this ward. I would have preferred it to see just a typical one there, and maybe even here. And the reason for it is you get more vision of pushing.
Thing is, Dire's been counterwarding on these common spots, like right here. So you have to kind of put them in uncommon spots, especially if you want to catch out people who are smoking, and that's exactly what Radiant does.
Both sides are smoked. There's a haste. Is someone going to take that? They might. But they don't want to. They're scared that there might be a ward there and might see. Oh no, never mind. They're just gonna take it anyways. Kunkka can get at least one splash off. Might even get an X mark to spot a combo, and he does decide to go for X mark. Oh man, this might be the turnaround. Here's the bolt. They can't Delta split this time. They hit 3 heroes, but they're gonna try to Weaver going to town on Jakiro. Jakiro hexes up. There's a black hole in 4. It's gonna be a black hole in 4. There's a wall as well. Oh my god, the Radiant. I think they're gonna lose this fight. But as I say that, the Aegis gets the last SK that comes back. Lone Druid dies so quickly. He doesn't have BKB. Oh, the slow trying to go down there. Never mind. There's 3 heroes dead for some Tidehunters. We were really going to town on this. He doesn't have Sakuchi anymore. Oh no, he does Sakuchi. There's the bow. There's the Kunkka thing. Kunkka is just running away. He doesn't have Shadow Blade up. He will very soon. Where's the homing missile? Homing missile. Go for it. Now you can follow. Do you have detection? They don't have detection. Are they going to call down blind? He's got 10 seconds to it. Never mind. The tower was destroyed by the Radiant. Actually, the tower oh my gosh, the Ancient is naked now. Oh, Gyrocopter does get the kill on the Kunkka. How did he get the kill?
I was actually watching the Weaver come from behind and consider getting a kill on the Obsidian Destroyer, but decides not to.
Wow, that black hole was clutch. I think they would have lost the fight if not the black hole.
I'm really surprised that he didn't get interrupted, because he definitely didn't have Black King bar for that fight.
He caught 4 in it, and Weaver was the only one that wasn't caught in a black hole, and Weaver has nothing to stop it.
Weaver doesn't have an MKB, so there's no way for him to stop it.
The gank for the Radiant looked really good. It looked promising. It looked like it was going to end the game, but the Dire fighting back, winning it with the black hole. Was buybacks used in that last fight? Let's see. Did anybody buy back? It doesn't look like anybody bought back.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah. So
well, again, no, they're not fighting in their base, and I don't think no one has boots of travel at this point. So buying back, not the most useful time to buy back.
So tell me, what should each team do at this point?
Oh, well. Well.
Putting you on the spot, man. Putting you on the spot.
Well, let me gather my thoughts here, because it still feels so very close for both team. It's kind of impressive, because 54 minutes in, you would have expected Radiant to kind of come ahead and kind of take the lead, because they have the items they need, they have the damage, and they can just kind of start plowing through the squishy heroes on Dire's side. But that hasn't been the case with big Obsidian Destroyer ultimates. I said it again. Outworld Devourer, OD, big OD ults, and really timely black holes. Even if it ends up only for like 2 seconds, it's when they need it.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on this Enigma, because he's the key to this Dire side.
If he gets picked off, it becomes a lot harder for Dire to keep them locked down enough for Gyro to just pound away with flat cannon and OD to get really heavy right clicks in.
So for Gyrocopter, what does he pick up now? BKB is down to 4 seconds.
Well, he has 2 town portal scrolls. I honestly think he's at the point where he's going to start giving the Aegis to some other person, so he'll have a spot to get a big damage item, whether or not that's MKB. It'll probably just be an MKB, because that's a standard and he needs damage. I don't think they're not far enough ahead to risk it, or far enough behind to risk it on a Divine Rapier.
Yeah, both sides, they're going to go for the Roshan. The Radiant are smoked up. I think it's going to be another 5-5 engagement. These smoke the smoke run-ins have seemed like they keep happening. I think this is the third, maybe fourth time. Oh no, the Radiant choosing to back off this time.
Enigma has his ult back up too. Maybe they had that time to. No, they're moving around.
They're going to get the Roshan.
They're
going to get the Roshan. Kunkka, is he going to boat for this? No, he needs the boat soon. Otherwise, it's going to be a free Roshan and cheese. They need to pick it up. Oh, boat's going to miss completely. Oh no, that was a big mistake. Still, they get that damage block. But the ice path wall. There's a vacuum. Where's the vacuum? Black hole is there. Catches 4 heroes. Called on as well. Hits for SK. It's only casually ice. Crystal Maiden doing the freezing field. She might die as well. Kunkka goes down. That's really big. Enigma dies, but he already used the black hole. Weaver gets out just fine. SK is one of the casualties. Lone Druid taking so much damage. 4 staff by the OD. Great 4 staff. That's a 4-for-1 trade, and Aegis wasn't even popped there. This looks to be GG.
Yeah, it's a big fight, and unless they, man, I don't have the words to say. It's a big fight. They have buybacks on Radiant side, so it's not quite the time to call it GG. And as you can see, they're buying back right now.
Yeah,
but this is going to be the last fight.
Yeah, unless Weaver. Oh yeah, the Lone Druid is still a bit scary. I mean, they don't have. The Lone Druid doesn't have a bear summon.
Yeah, but they're not gonna come back again in 60 seconds, so he'll get it back.
Yeah, that's it's I'm a little biased because I'm able to see everything. But that's cheating if they were to. But you know, it's the Ancient still very bare for this side, and was it the patch? Now that you can backdoor the Ancient, right? There's no backdoor protection on the Ancient. That's correct, right?
No, I think there's still backdoor protection on the Ancient.
Really? Oh, I think I heard that somewhere where there is no backdoor protection.
I hadn't heard that.
Okay, well, I'll look it up at some point.
But I'm not gonna...
I'll look it up at some point, for sure. So, this...
if Dire had won that last fight more convincingly, like they were all at full health, there would have been a fight, a lot sooner at bottom racks, and then we would have seen whether or not it was GG there.
Yeah,
but now it's still kind of up in the air.
Yeah, it's still. I mean, this game, it's still going, and I'm not complaining because it's an amazing one. Oh, did you just see that?
I was looking at something else. So
Gyrocopter, Divine Rapier, Baller mode.
Oh, they're actually going for it.
Baller mode.
Well, they gave him the Aegis. He got a Divine Rapier.
But the thing is,
they do what they need.
Yeah, wow, he's going all in for this. I mean, he wants to end this soon. He wants to go to bed.
I think that it's risky, but I think they can pull it off. I think it's not too risky.
Gyrocopter hasn't been dying. The Satanic is really good.
It's very true. He hasn't been dying in these last couple of fights.
It does hit
I keep saying one thing.
Go ahead.
I keep saying one thing and then saying, oh, well, maybe not.
Anyways, the fight has started. All BKBs are everywhere. Everyone's glowing. Black hole. It's a PGG black hole. Oh no. Oh no. Does he have a? No, he doesn't have the refresher. Oh, there's the OD as well. Chris Maiden goes down. Enigma is dead as well. Call down hits 3 heroes. Lone Druid is dead. SK comes back, but he's melting. He just melts so quickly. The Gyrocopter just right clicks. Too much damage. Torrent does hit again. Kunkka just can't go back, and he's way too low. He does get that splash, but it's not enough. They're gonna get the second set of Rex. The Divine Rapier just doing too much. They might just go straight for tier 4. Oh, there's a 4-staff Hex. A Swagasaurus is there. He doesn't have buyback. Oh no, yes he does. I lied. We'll go to tier 4. But he can't do anything. They're probably going to call it GG. They just want to get the throne right now. Boat does hit. Gyrocopter, if he won't die. He does have Aegis. Ice Path is there. It does land on the Weaver. Weaver is dead as well. Tier 4. That's the final tier 4. They're just gonna let the throne fall. There's no way Kunkka's gonna stop this. Torrent boat vacuum goes in the back. He's shadow bladed up, and it doesn't matter though. Just right clicks and call down. We'll miss, but it doesn't matter. It's a defensive call down. This is a GG. Ancient dies.
It was a gamble, but it worked out. And, GD to Dire Team for that game.
It really looked like TDD was gonna pull it off. but man, I haven't even been checking the golden XP graph. I wish I could have shown you how much it just went all over the place, I'm sure. But an hour-long game. Congratulations to some Tidehunters. But that's just game 1. So, moving on to game 2?
Yes, sir. And even though you didn't show the gold and experience, I think it still could have gone either way, no matter what the golden experience was showing.
You're right. So, thanks for making me feel better, and I hope you guys join us for game 2.